getting people to come to your booth is probably the ultimate when it comes to throwing yourself at their feet. You got to draw them in somehow. But what's your approach to it?
The first thing you're going to do is they're going to see you. So you have just a matter of a few seconds to make a visual impression on somebody as they're walking by your booth. So have a good-looking booth. Have banners that have one big image, a big logo. I've tried to make my booth sort of into a theme, so it's in sort of one coherent appearance. So you're not seeing a bunch of different little things to confuse a person's eye. You have to sort of make your colors mesh together, keep within a certain range of colors, and sort of make it like as though your booth were a painting. You want them to be able to look at the whole thing, recognize it immediately, so that they know, and have it being a high quality, so they're gonna be interested in what it is. I try to do that. I try to put up also the things that I'm selling, my wares, have them up so that people can see them. I don't have them laying. I have them laying flat on the table, but I also have, I've got a dozen prints that I sell that are hanging up alongside my big Guns of Shadow Valley banner behind me. I've got my name, it says Dave Wachter, maker of comics, on a banner on the front of the table, and then I've got more prints hanging there. I've got the T-shirt hanging there, and then I've got the books all up on stands. So that's the first thing, is that you have to be able to catch their eye and make it easy for the eye to recognize in a very short amount of time and have it be interesting. After that, it's the next thing they're going to see is me. So of course I've got to be clean and somewhat presentable looking. I'm not the kind of guy who wears a suit. Some people do wear suits, but I just try to, I try not to wear the shirt that has the mustard stain on it. It's
my favorite shirt.
There's a reason there's a mustard stain on it, because I like the wears it. But try to be open, a pleasant demeanor when people come up. I used to be of the theory that you should be standing, but as an artist I can't be, because I'm doing sketches. So I don't have my head like down 4 inches from the sketch. I try to keep it up so that I can easily look up for whenever somebody comes by. They come up to the table. I don't give them the hard sell. I don't. Oh, you've got to do this. There are people who try to grab people who are halfway out into the aisle and be like, "Come over here, come over here, come over here." That I find it obnoxious. You're putting off as many people as you're getting over to your table, and you're making a bad reputation for yourself. Really, not only with the potential customers, but the guys in the tables next to you are going to just look at you like you're a jackass. So and it really, that kind of stuff can harm business at surrounding tables, so you don't want to do that. I basically, the way I do it, they come up, I say, "Hi, how you doing?" Maybe make a little light conversation about the show or something like that. If they'll start looking at it, I'll tell them, if you got any questions, feel free to let me know. If they pick something up, I'll give them the quick pitch. Oh, that's my comic, Guns of Shadow Valley. It's a Western. It's Magnificent Seven meets the X-Men. If they've got a JLA shirt, I say it's Magnificent Seven meets the JLA. You have to be able to read people a little bit. Some people just don't want to hear a word from you. Other people want to have a conversation with you and want to hear everything about everything. So you have to be, just basically pay attention to your potential customer and figure out how they're responding to you. But I don't try to go too much more than that. I give them the pitch. If they look interested, or if they start asking questions, of course, just be open, answer those questions. I tell them, with the preview book, I also do I do a free head sketch of one of the characters on the back, so I throw that in there. Listen, it's $2. You get the first 17, 18 pages. There's a couple of pages of exclusive sketch material in the back, and I'll do a head sketch in the back for you. And they're like, $2, that's a pretty good deal, and I'll be like, yeah, and it's a webcomic. If you like this, go to the address is right on there. Go to gunsshadowvalley.com, and you can keep reading it there. Just try to keep it simple, keep it light. Keep it. People are there to have fun. People are there to, especially if they're if I'm in Artist Alley, or a lot of people in Artist Alley are looking for art or they're looking for new things. There's a lot of people who aren't looking for new things, and they don't usually stop by. You don't have to worry about them so much. They go to the Marvel booth and they stay there, or they go and they hunt through the piles at the dealer tables. But the ones who are going to be, stopping by, are people who are sort of going to be open already to looking at new things. And if you've gotten them over if you've caught their eye with your display and with yourself, and then you can just chat with them and just be a personable person and be a nice guy, whether you are one or not.
I play the ukulele at my booth.
Yeah, that's great. That brings people. People love that.
Do you take requests? Has anyone yelled Freebird?
Yes, I've actually can play the first 8 chords of Freebird just to make them go, I was kidding. People ask these things, then when you start playing, they're like, no, and then they regret themselves immediately.
Read the sign, no stairway.
Yeah.
Business cards, tall banners, wide banners, what really truly...
Yes, all of the above.
Oh, really? Like, if you're in an artist alley where you have limited space, you do the tall banner behind you and the...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You take what room you've got and you fill it up. As long as you're not blocking the guy that's next to you. If you're showing at a convention, read the rules. Basically, you're supposed to stay. Usually, they say you're supposed to stay behind your table because if you're standing out in front of the table, you can have a tendency to clog up the aisles or to block other people's tables.
If you're having a signing, please don't have your lines in front of other people's booths.
Oh yeah. Try and control. Have somebody there if you're going to have a long line. Of course. It's going to be the big things. Try to. The most conventions will give you a security guy over there to help manage the line so that it's not blocking everybody else. But yeah, have your business card right out there up front. We also have a postcard for the Guns of Shadow Valley. It's got the whole blurb on the back, that can really, and artwork and stuff. So it really gives you something that somebody can read in 5 seconds and really know what it's about. Have different price points for things. Have something that's a couple of bucks. Have something, like I'm an artist, so I can have prints for $10. I can have T-shirts for $15. Original, and then I'm doing original artwork, and so that's going to be the highest price point. Yeah, the vertical banners behind you. You've got that space on the front of your table. Get a nice tablecloth, because a lot of conventions don't give you a tablecloth, so you get a nice tablecloth that we usually use black or something. I have one that's actually got a nice pattern on it that sort of fits in with the Western theme. Have a banner on there. Stick things up with Velcro. Velcro tabs will hold anything up.